top of the morning, and it is a beaut.
And the hope of the Irish as the future champion of the world.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio.
Welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. The place where dreams get dusted off and acted on. Because life is too short. We're living on a rock that's flying through space, and hey, what the hell else were you going to do with yourself here?
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. Now, today I'm here with a reminder, and that is to stop lying to yourself. Because we all lie to ourselves. You know, we tell ourselves, well, these are the things I can do. Those things over there, nah, I can't do them. And I know that for a fact because I was one of those people who, thought there's things I can do and there's things I can't do. You know, if we were to go back a couple of years, you would find that, I would tell you there's not a chance I could write a fiction book. There's not a chance I could record a podcast. And you can forget about me holding a smartphone up to my face and recording a video. You can forget about me sending daily emails. I was terrified of even sending one email. One email every week. That used to terrify me. And, the lies we tell ourselves, basically what we do is we just box ourselves in. If we took you to some prairie land, where you can look off to the distance, you can see grass everywhere, off to your left, right, centre. If I said to you, you can do whatever you want on this prairie. You can do whatever you want. Build a pool, build a mansion, build a theme park, build whatever you want in that. I can be guaranteed if I come back to you a couple of weeks from now, I would find that you would have a little area of that prairie squared off to yourself. And in that little squared area, you would probably be doing something simple. You would probably be doing something like building a mud hut or putting up a tent. And you'd be sitting in that little squared area, looking out at all that's around you, all the different places you could expand your little empire out into. And you say, no, this is what I can do. This is as much as I can think that I can achieve in this life. And how crazy would it be to do that to someone, to give them just acres of just open land to do whatever they want to do. There was money was no option. And then to come back in a couple of weeks' time and find them just sitting in a little squared area that they had squared off, their little safe space. That everything outside that wasn't for them. And you're probably doing that right now, with the lies that you're telling yourself. Because we, are our own worst enemies. And we're sometimes so good at convincing ourselves of what is true that, we kind of hypnotize ourselves with those lies. If you were to say to me back then before I'd written a fiction book or before I'd recorded a podcast or done any videos on TikTok or anything like that, if you told me, Barry, you think you'll ever be able to do that? I would say to you, no. And I would have said to you 100% certain that I wasn't able to do it. It's almost like I was in a kind of Perspex box. I could put my hand out and I could say, I can only do the things in this little area. But writing a fiction book, that's outside my area. Recording videos, that's outside my area. And I lied to myself for the longest time. And I only really kind of woke up when I found myself, as a shelf stacker, working in a local supermarket at night. And being embarrassed of working in that job. Now, there's nothing wrong with a job like that if that's what you need to do to feed yourself or keep a roof over your head. But it's not the type of job that you should spend all your life in. But again, that was my little safe space. Because I said to myself, there's no way I can do the other things that people are doing online. There's no way I can record a podcast, do fiction, send emails, whatever. I didn't think I could do those things. And thankfully I woke up and I can look at all the things that I've done. And you'll find that too when you actually get the courage up and stop listening to those lies that you tell yourself, that when you do that thing, you just want to slap yourself because you realise how stupid you've been. Sometimes how easy it was. When I written a whole series of fiction books, I kind of said to myself, Barry, what the hell were you thinking? Why didn't you do this a lot earlier? And it's going to be the same for you. Because right now you have boxed yourself into a little squared off area of, these are the things I can do, those things outside this little area, I can't do them. Now, you may be able to see other people do that. Same in my own case. I could see anyone. I could see you write a fiction book. I could see you doing videos on TikTok. But me, not a chance. So, today's podcast is really just a reminder to stop lying to yourself, because you've convinced yourself so much of those lies that you think this is all that you can do in life, that you can't stretch yourself, you can't get out of your comfort zone, you can't do the things that you'd like to do. And that's just a pure lie. It's pure crap. It's bull that we tell ourselves, because I know, because I've stepped outside that and I've done all those things that I wanted to do. And I know right now there is probably another boxed off area that I'm in, but I know it's a little bit bigger than the last one. And I know the lies I'm telling myself right now, if I stretch myself, if I push myself, when I get outside that little kind of perspex box, I'll be looking in and saying, how the hell did I stay in there? So, my advice today, stop lying to yourself and stop saying that other people can do those things that you'd like to do. When you do those things, I know for a fact you will just be angry with yourself that you didn't do it earlier. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Would you like to know how I went from being a lowly shelf stacker, depressed, no confidence in himself, and how I went from that to becoming a popular children's author, and then on to even greater things, recording and selling my own digital products? If you'd like to find out how I did it, and if you would like to do the same yourself, if you head over to Writecom, that's WRITECOME.com, you'll find a great free report over there, which is called the Online Business Manifesto. And in that report, I'm going to show you the journey I went on from the beginning to where I am right now. And I'm going to show you the 3 business secrets I learned along the way. Now, these secrets aren't secrets that most people talk about. Some people don't even realise that they exist. So if you head over to Writecom, download the free report, you are going to be miles ahead of everyone else who has an online business. Have a lovely day, and I hope you enjoy this episode.